So today we are going to be going from this to this. Hi there, friends and adventurers. Heather here from Heather's Hikes and Adventures. And look, I got my hairs cut. I actually got 7-ish inches hacked off. Even though it's still incredibly long, I probably could have gotten another few inches off. But yeah, I took 7 inches of dead weight off. I think it's been a little over, probably like almost a year and a half now since I've had my hair cut. So it was way, way, way overdue. But as you can see behind me, Tara is in her stealth mode, pretending she's just a regular minivan at the moment, and we're about to go change that. And since I had to remake my bed, I figured this would be the perfect opportunity to show you how I make my bed using just my third row bench and $40. Let's get into it. As you can see, I've gone ahead and cleared out the rest of the space and stowed the middle seats, so that's ready to convert as well the rest of the way by loading everything in. But I wanted to focus primarily today on how I create a bed using just this standard third row bench that comes with the Dodge Grand Caravan, some foam, some blankets, bedding, etc., all for the out-of-pocket expense of less than $40 to create a comfy, cozy bed that I can take car camping. The very first thing I do is lower the headrests, and then I am going to recline these seats here, which I have shown before on a separate video, so I'll be sure to link that below. And then we're going to start actually setting up the bed as a bed. Now, as you can see, it's obviously not level to where the wells are, and I do need that extra bit of space there so that I'm able to stretch out comfortably. But what I do is I will build this up a little bit with some bedding, blankets, and a sleeping bag, and then a foam mattress topper. That's what we're going to start doing right now. And I do that just to cover this area where the seat belts are, and it's a little bit bumpy to kind of smooth it out. Sorry, Smokey, you're going to have to supervise from up here for a minute. So you can see nothing fancy, but again, it just kind of evens and smooths this out, and we're going to build this up and level it with padding anyways. So there you go, step one. Okay guys, bear with me. We're trying something new. As you can see, I'm testing out my new microphone for this little segment while I explain the foam to see if it's an improvement or not so much. So let me know down below if you think that the sound quality is an improvement or not so much. And I'm going to make this segment quick because I'm starting to melt. I keep going inside to the AC in between clips here. So what I've done here, it's 1.5 inches thick, memory foam topper, and it's the full size. So I found that that's almost the perfect width to cover this gap area. As you can see, it's a pretty snug fit. I do tuck the little bit of excess down on the side so that, excuse me, so that there's not a gap. And then there's about 6 inches of excess once I fold it into 3 layers. I don't know why that represented 3 layers, but it did. So it ends up being 4.5 inches thick on top of the sleeping bag. And then between that little bit of folded blanket in the back and that extra 6 inches back here, that's that extra 1.5 inch layer, it ends up being mostly level. I mean, obviously it's not perfect, but Clearly, this is not a perfect bed. It's a very comfortable, serviceable budget bed for this particular setup that I use. Some of you that are not new to the channel may know that I have an alternate setup where I use a cot going lengthwise when I want a more permanent setup for longer trips, when it's colder and I don't want as much open air circulating. So I'll link that setup below too. And I'll also link the video showing the complete transformation from 7-passenger van to camper. But I really wanted to focus on the bed since I get so many questions about that. Okay, so now that the final step has been completed and it actually looks like a bed / couch living space in here and it's nice and cozy, I wanted to explain the last part. So what I've done is utilized the wells here. This one is currently not being used, but it will be once it's time for bed. So I just have my regular pillow that I sleep on here, and then behind it I have 2 other pillows. One of them will stay right where it is, and then the other one in the back, I just move right over to this side. I use that to cushion my feet up against the window so that my feet aren't pressed right up against the window. And then same thing here, it just acts as a little extra cushion when I'm laying against that. And I guess technically a little extra insulation too. But it does enable me, like I said, to stretch out and really utilize the space. Let's talk cost now. I'm going to go ahead and flash the breakdown up on the screen showing everything that goes into this bed build, if you will. So let's take a look at that real quick. As you can see, I had almost everything already, so I really had hardly any out-of-pocket expense at all. The only thing I needed to purchase was a foam topper that would fit the space because the one that I had was not an ideal fit. Although, full disclosure, I was actually using the queen-size mattress topper that I use on my cot for several months in this setup before I got the full-size one so that it would be a better fit. But I found that the full-size one, the width is, like I said, almost the perfect width to fill this space. There's just a little bit of extra space on each side. And as you saw, I was able to fill that in. So it works out great. Like I said, it's nothing fancy. It's nothing ornate. It's nothing that's, too technical. It's something anybody can do with hardly any out-of-pocket expense. And honestly, it's really comfortable. Now, again, I'm 5'2", so it would not work for a tall person unless you're comfortable being, kind of on your side curled up or don't really feel the need to stretch out. Maybe just for short trips, like a day or 2 here and there. In a pinch, it would work for somebody taller. But if you're short like me, it is such a great budget option to get you on the road like that without hardly any money. Give it a test run, see if it's something that you feel like you might want to continue doing before you invest any more money in it. Or you might just decide that you love having all the extra space and stick with it like I am for now. Again, I do have an alternate setup, but this is the one that I've been using all summer and most of the spring. So I cannot recommend it enough as a cheap, no-build option to having a bed in your minivan. So there you have it, folks. My $40 bed in my no-build minivan camper Dodge Grand Caravan. I hope you found this video informative. Hopefully it inspired you to get out there and try it if you've been holding back because of cost or just, not wanting to invest too much time and money in general into something you're not sure you're going to want to stick with. I want to thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you did find this content helpful, please feel free to give it a thumbs up to let me know. If you have any questions, leave them below and I will be happy to answer them. And until next time, Have a great one. See you soon. Bye, friends.